At Florida Mid-South Realty, we bring family values, professional service, and local expertise to every real estate experience. With small town feel and a personal touch, we're here to help you find the right home or sell with ease. And don't miss the Florida Rockstars, our live podcast every Tuesday at 8 a.m. Florida Rockstars, rocking real estate news and all things local. Florida Mid-South Realty, your trusted hometown team.
From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is your evening update.
Rain has been widespread on this Tuesday, with most of the region getting between 1.5 inches to 2.5 inches of rainfall today. Some areas have had some localized flooding across the region, especially in northwest Alabama this afternoon, and the rain is continuing to move into the area through the evening, but I think we get a break for a few hours tonight before the rain comes back steady in nature before daybreak. We'll detail that here in just a moment. Got down to 39 degrees this morning in Lawrenceburg. Only made it to 48 for a daytime high. At the airport, by about 4:30 this afternoon, we'd gotten just over 1 inch of rainfall. It's double that over portions of northwest Alabama. Here's the Muscle Shoals Airport. They've gotten 1.69, but many locations have gotten over 2 inches of rainfall in northwest Alabama today, a daytime high of 50 degrees. After a morning low of 44, more rain is on the way, including a continued flooding threat. Now, the back edge of the steady rain this evening will move from west to east across the area, so I do think we get a few hours of a break, especially over southern middle Tennessee down into Lauderdale and Colbert counties. Once we work past midnight, however, the steady rain shield works back northward into the area before daybreak, bringing a steady rain, at first light to moderate, but it gets heavy again after sunrise, maybe some embedded rumbles of thunder. I think between about 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. is our heaviest rainfall for tomorrow, with some potential for flooding once again, just like we had today. And because we've already had 1.5 inches to 2 inches of rainfall today, the flooding tomorrow could be a bit more widespread because that water's not going to have too much of anywhere to go. As we get later to the afternoon, heavier rain shifts to the east of the area, maybe a break or two of sunshine, getting us into the upper 50s and lower 60s. A few more heavy showers into tomorrow evening or tomorrow night, but it would be more scattered in nature, but not going dry tomorrow night. I do think we're dry Thursday into the daytime hours of Friday. A little cooler as well, especially Thursday and a Thursday night. I think we're stuck in the 40s despite some sunshine on Thursday, and down into the 20s Thursday night in the early Friday morning. But we start to get more of a southerly flow beginning Friday that brings a warm front north Friday night and a Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, we're knocking on the door of 70 degrees, and we'll talk about the strong thunderstorm potential in just a moment. Not counting the rain that we've already had today, we expect an additional 3 to 5 inches of rainfall with isolated higher amounts across a large part of southern middle Tennessee into north Alabama between now and Sunday morning. You add to that the 1.5 inches to 2 plus that we've already gotten today, and you still get final storm totals once all said and done and added together between 5 and 7 inches of rain. And there could definitely be some isolated areas that get more rainfall than that. So flooding threat will continue to step up. And I think we're going to be dealing with not just the slower type flooding, but rapid rises in flash flooding as we get into Saturday afternoon and especially Saturday night with the third round of thunderstorms that moves in. This is the one in our local area here in the Tennessee Valley. We're going to have to watch for the potential for severe thunderstorms. At a minimum, I expect a line of thunderstorms with damaging straight line winds, flash flooding, and spin up tornado potential to move into the area after sunset Saturday evening and continue into the overnight. That's the baseline. That's the minimum. What we're watching for is the potential for some individual supercell thunderstorms during the afternoon to early evening to be ahead of that line. If we see those develop, that would have an elevated type of tornado threat. We're still a little far out to have too much confidence in that scenario yet, but the data is starting to trend in that direction. We're just going to have to see how much upward lift in the atmosphere ahead of the main line that we have, but we'll be watching that carefully. If there are individual storms ahead of the line, that would carry an elevated tornado risk. So what do you do with this information as far ahead of time? You planned in advance. Make sure that you pay attention to the forecast the next few days. because we will adjust the forecast details as necessary as we get closer, and you make sure that you have a safety plan in place and where you're going to go if a warning is issued. Make sure you have multiple reliable ways of hearing warnings, including something that will wake you out of your sleep during the overnight, because some of these storms will be moving through after dark Saturday night. No reason to be alarmed or afraid. We deal with several of these threats just like this every single year. If you have your plan in place, you pay attention, we'll all get through it just fine. But Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, you're going to have to pay careful attention to the weather, and we will be here to track it for you should severe thunderstorms develop as we expect across the area. So mild for tomorrow, especially behind the rainfall if we get a little bit of late afternoon sun into the lower 60s. A little bit cooler for Thursday into Thursday night. Daytime highs in the upper 40s, getting down to the 20s Thursday night and Friday morning. And then it's uphill again, mid to upper 50s Friday afternoon, upper 60s to lower 70s on Saturday. And then the late day overnight storms come through. That's with a cold front that gets us back to wintry type temperatures as we head into the first part of next week. So your forecast for tonight here, temperatures not moving a whole lot, hanging in the 40s, cloudy skies, rain still widespread this evening, becoming more spotty for a few hours after 10 p.m. to midnight, and then into the early morning hours, it becomes more widespread again across the area. Heavy rain and a flooding potential likely on our Wednesday, rumbles of thunder, but in our local area, I don't expect any severe storms. A break in the rain Thursday in the daytime hours of Friday, a few showers or rumbles of thunder Friday night with a warm front, and then we'll be watching carefully Saturday afternoon into Saturday night for the potential for strong to severe thunderstorms. And yes, as mentioned, there is some degree of a tornado threat on the board. Rain in Sunday morning and then clearing and cooler going into next week. That's your latest 7-day forecast. I'll be back at 9 o'clock for a final check of your local weather.